Well, tax day is less than a week away, and next Monday, April 18th. So if you haven't yet filed your taxes, our next guest may be able to save you some money. Dominique Molina, author of Breaking the Tax Code, joins us to talk taxes. And, you know, you are the self-proclaimed Dear Abby of taxes, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So
I'm here to solve all your tax problems.
So now you talk about the 8 things in your book that the IRS does not want you to know.
Yes.
Can
you know, the
go
IRS
through
is
some of
a
those?
for-profit organization, and they are hurting just like a lot of people are with the economy. So they're out there to increase their revenues as well. So there's a few things that I want to share today that'll really help viewers keep more of what they earn instead of paying it all over to Uncle Sam.
Oh, right. We don't want to give our money to Uncle Sam. So, okay, what about sales taxes?
So sales tax is a new deduction for this year, and folks have the option of either deducting the sales taxes they paid or the amount of state income taxes that they paid for last year. But don't worry if you don't have all of your receipts, because the IRS gives you a table, and you can simply look up in the table how much you earned, and they tell you what to deduct.
Right.
But it's really great for people who had really big ticket purchases last year. So if you bought something big, say a new car, that might give you a better write-off by taking the sales tax deduction.
Okay, and obviously if you have a business, you can take more deductions.
Oh yeah, you know, businesses really present a tremendous amount of opportunities. There's hundreds of loopholes available, so it really pays to plan.
Okay, and number 2, the rich are not the only ones getting audited.
No, in fact, you know, audit rates have doubled since the year 2000.
That's a scary word.
It
is. When
is.
you get that letter in the mail, that's scary.
Yeah, so don't be afraid of the letter, though. And the key here is just document everything. If you have really good backup records, and it's great right now because there's so much technology available, there's so many apps for smartphones that can really help you cut down on your paperwork, and then it makes it a breeze and you have nothing to worry about.
And what's the rule? Keep everything for 5 years?
You want to keep everything for at least 3 years from the date that you file. So right now you'd be looking at holding on to
4
everything.
years back.
Right.
Okay. Okay. Number 3, if you can't pay your taxes, you won't lose everything.
Yeah, you know, the IRS has to give you 4 different ways to pay, so it's not the end of the world if you can't afford your tax bill this time of year. The key is to file. If you ignore it, it won't go away. But you can file for an installment plan, which will let you make payments.
But they still charge you a penalty, don't they?
They do charge you interest, and penalties will accumulate, but at least you're not watching your back and not able to sleep at night, because the IRS will come knocking at your door. But they do give you several different ways to pay, and it's better just to get them filed and get it over with, and do proper planning for this year, and that way you don't make the same mistakes again.
Okay, and what about if your employer downsizes, it may lower your tax bill?
Yes, you know,
we're seeing a lot of that.
Yes, there's just a lot of pinch with the economy, and so a lot of employers are no longer covering things that they used to cover, and many employees are finding themselves out of pocket for a lot of expenses they need to do their job.
So for instance, if you're having to pay for things that normally you would have been able to get reimbursed for.
Yes, so go back through all of your receipts. This is one of those few last minute things you can do before you file. Go back through your credit card statements, your bank accounts, and look for those things that you bought. Perhaps you bought a new smartphone or a new laptop, things that you're using either in your business or to help you at work. Those are all a tax write-off.
And the government will pay you to go green.
Yes, there are energy saving credits available. So if you invested in green technology last year, energy saving appliances, perhaps solar panels for your home, the good news is those are tax credits, and that's a dollar for dollar reduction of your tax bill.
Right, versus a tax deduction, it's a tax credit, and that makes a big difference.
Yes, tax credits are great.
Okay, and if you receive a bill from the IRS, you may not owe them money, you're saying?
Yeah, thousands of these notices have been going out, and sometimes it's just to clarify information. So again, don't panic if you get a letter in the mail. Just send them back what they're requesting, and make sure you check the information that they're verifying, because they're wrong too.
Right, and I have to say, from a personal example, I did get one of those letters, and it's kind of scary because they sent it certified and say you owe this much money. Then I had my tax person look over it, and then they actually owed me money.
Oh,
so
great!
So it ended up a happy ending for me.
Happens a lot. Yes.
So okay, so don't get scared by those things. Throwing money into an IRA may not save you tax.
That's true. The reason why is because when you deposit money into an IRA, it becomes taxable later when you take it out. So if you think your tax rate is going to be higher in the future when you make that withdrawal, you could be trading a nice low rate today for a higher one down the line. Okay. So don't think only about cutting taxes this year. It's really a long-term strategy that you want to employ.
Okay, and what if you haven't filed yet?
If you haven't filed, you still have less than a week to go. File an extension. Give yourself a little bit of extra time, especially if you haven't been real diligent about doing planning. Give yourself some extra time to take advantage of all those deductions, credits, and loopholes.
You know, sometimes you hear, though, if you file an extension, you're more open to an audit. Is that just a myth?
It's just a myth. Not true. So I say it's better to take everything that's due to you, take a little bit longer, file an extension, and then keep more of your hard-earned money.
Because there's a lot of new tax laws, too, that have gone into effect.
Yes, this year's been especially challenging for us in the tax community.
And would you say that people need a professional?
Absolutely, especially if your taxes are somewhat complicated. If you've got a business or if you have rental property or investments, you need to be working with someone proactive. So learn from your mistakes, don't make the same mistakes again, and start right now to make 2011 better.
Thank you so much. For more information, just go to our website, san diego6.com, and click on Hot Topics.